Welcome, loves. So, this is Mother Mary's miracle practice. And first and foremost, this is non dogmatic. We are working with Mother Mary, the goddess archetype, okay? We're also working a little bit with A Course in Miracles, obviously not the full text, but the intention of this practice is to bring you back to the remembrance of, or maybe introduce you for the first time ever to the recognition that your divine birthright is to receive miracles. All right. So I want to kind of share this a little bit. Some of the inspiration came from this here. Colette Baron Reed's Goddess Power Oracle. This card, Mary, and you can see underneath it reads miracles, underneath Mary's name. And I'm actually going to read the alignment message. So that would be if her card came out in reverse. But it reads, have you stopped believing in miracles? Do you think they are only for others or doubted their existence? Could it be you've been reading and watching the news too often, and so finding yourself feeling powerless and despondent? Or has the dry spell of your life gone on so long you even stopped looking for water? Have no fear, for the goddess Mary, Mother of Miracles, has a message for you. This is all about your mindset. This moment is an opportunity to turn things around, and it begins with your thinking. What if you remembered that your repeated thoughts, feelings, and beliefs call the world into form? What if you recommitted to your co-creative partnership with the divine, and from there chose another way to experience life? You have the power of Mary, the Mother of Miracles, running through your veins. She did not need the seed of a man from outside her to give birth to a miracle. In the same way, you don't need your outer world to change first. You don't need someone to rescue you, love you, or take you away. You are the one you've been waiting for. So I wanted to share that a little bit. So if you're feeling kind of like maybe this kind of sounds like me right now, this practice could be for you today. The intention of this practice, like I said, is to bring you back or introduce you to your birthright to receive miracles. The goddess energy we are working with for this practice, as I said, is Mother Mary. She is the archetype of making the impossible possible. In so many traditions, Mary is the embodiment of the miracle path. Her energy reminds us that miracles arrive through our openness to receive. So if you think back on any, like really, any pantheon, even like, well, especially with Christianity, that tradition, she says yes to the miracle, right? She says yes to receive the miracle. And so Christ is born, right? But if she hadn't said yes to receive the miracle, then what? So it is up to us to say yes to receiving miracles. We have to be open to them, right? So her energy reminds us that miracles arrive through our openness to receive them, and our softness when we allow her unconditional compassion, soft protection, and quiet power to remind us that we are worthy as children of the divine. So we are always worthy of her miracles because we are children of the divine. Alongside her, we are also working with A Course in Miracles, obviously not the whole text, but its essence that a miracle is simply a shift from fear to love, a shift in perception, and a softening of our inner lens. When we combine Mary's heart with that miracle mindedness, we get a pathway that's tender, accessible, grounded, and deeply human. This practice is designed to help your body feel safe enough to soften, open, and receive, and quiet enough to restore hope. Each shape will touch upon our sense of worthiness, our sense of safety, our emotional clarity, the idea of surrender, or help you maybe surrender a little bit more, hopefully. And then, of course, we will do some heart opening poses. All of these are somatic gateways for miracles to flow more freely, or at least that was my intention when creating this practice for us. My other hope is that it's a practice that you can come back to whenever you need the reminder. anytime that you're feeling heavy, anytime that you're feeling doubtful, disconnected, or that you have forgotten how loved you are, how lovable you are, just because you are a child of the divine. You are. My other hope is that you'll come back anytime that you've forgotten that you matter and that you are a part of something sacred. And of course, that you are worthy of miracles. So with all that said, for props with this class, you really don't need any. You might want to have a couple of blankets. I, of course, have meditation blankets. If you don't have any, that's okay. You could really use, any sort of cushioning underneath. It's more so for like knee support if you have sensitive knees, but you don't need to have that. You could always roll up your yoga mat, and I can show you, how to do that with the practice. So again, you really don't need any props for this class at all, but you will need to be near a wall. I am not near one. I'm going to be up against my window here, but you're going to want to make sure you're near a wall for this class. Make sure you're not up against a door that somebody can walk in, or that someone can walk through on the other side. Otherwise, that's it. That's all I've got. So we are all going to meet in child's pose, and I'll see you there. So if you are already in your child's pose of choice, fantastic. I'm going to leave it up to you, however you would like to do your child's pose, whether that's knees together or knees apart. I'm choosing to go with knees apart. So my big toes are together behind me. Knees are spread about as wide as my mat, maybe a little further. The torso is going to come down through the center line here. If your forehead doesn't come all the way down onto your mat, you can go ahead and stack your fists like so and rest your forehead on top, or you can always rest the backs of the hands, stack the hands on top of one another and rest the forehead that way. I'm starting our timer here. I am going to get quiet here in just a moment. The meridians that we are getting into with this posture are the kidneys. So traditional Chinese medicine, when the kidney meridian lines are depleted, this can lead us to feelings of anxiousness or feeling unsupported. When they're balanced, or when this meridian line is balanced, it can help us feel safe and grounded. So while in this pose, if you'd like a mantra to repeat, you can say, I am safe, I am grounded. If your forehead is all the way down onto the mat, feel free to flip your palms up to the sky. You might want to say, I receive. This pose itself, child's pose, symbolically can represent just your divine, being a divine child of the universe. So if you would like to link your breath with the movement, I invite you to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, start walking the hands back toward your knees. You can round out through the spine here, keeping the head down keeping the chin down toward the chest rather. And allow the head and the neck to come up last, maybe arching the spine as you look up toward the heavens, saying yes for a moment. And then bringing the knees back together here. Perfect. We're going to make our way down onto our sits bones. Soles of the feet come together for butterfly pose. The farther away the feet are from you, the less intense this pose will feel on the inner thighs and maybe less intense on the knees. The closer they are in toward you, the more you will feel this, the more sensation you're going to feel, okay? So you choose however far away or close you want them to you. We're going to take a deep breath in here and either elongated spine or rounded back. Again, yogi's choice. Take a deep breath in and exhale will fold down the center line of the body. Now, if you would like to kind of press into the knees or the calves with the forearms here, kind of driving the knees down toward the earth, that's an option. Another option here is to fold all the way down, resting the head on top of the toes. Of course, listening to your body. Yin is never about force. It is always about finding your sweet spot and staying a while, finding your edge. We're getting into our kidneys and spleen meridians. And this is our place of worthiness and nourishment. If you'd like a mantra for this pose, you can say or repeat to yourself, I am open to receive blessings. I am open to receive blessings. I am open to receive blessings. So if you would like to link your breath with your movements, I invite you to take a deep breath in with me, and we'll exhale, start rounding out through the back. The head and the neck will be the last things up. Maybe arch through the spine here as you look up toward the heavens, saying yes. I receive, I receive, I receive. And let's just kind of do a little rounding out through the back. Do that a couple of times in one direction. And then let's change up the direction of your circle. Kind of like you're stirring a little cauldron here with your spine. Perfect. And just come back to center. And from here, the legs come straight out in front. So I'm gonna turn. My pants are very, very flowy, very big. All right, so setting up here for our caterpillar pose. There are a couple options here. Paschimottanasana is what it's also known as in vinyasa style classes, but there are a couple of variations that you can do with this pose. You can obviously keep the legs straight out in front, but if that's a little too uncomfortable for you, you can also plant the soles of the feet and keep a bend in the knees and just sort of reach down through the center line here. You could, that would be like the most, keeping a little bend in the knees is like the most helpful if it's just too much on the low back. Otherwise, reaching for just, the knees or the calves to start with, that's also very helpful. So one of the things I do like to recommend is pulling the flesh away from the sits bones. So really feeling that grounded seat. We're gonna sit up tall on the inhale, reach fingertips to the sky. Really reach up here. Feel the separation from the low rib cage and the top of the hip. Reach, 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 reach here. And then exhale, we're gonna fold over the tops of the legs. So reach for like 60%, whatever that may be for you. Maybe it's ankles, maybe it's calves to start, okay? And then the longer we hold this pose, then you can walk the hands a little deeper. You can keep a rounded spine here, okay? The yoga police aren't gonna come get you if you've got a rounded back. If you wanna keep an elongated spine, that's okay too. But in this case, it's all right to have a rounded spine, okay? So we're getting into the urinary bladder lines. This is a pathway of letting go and surrender. With A Course in Miracles, this kind of correlates really well because when shifting from fear to love, it becomes easier when we can unclench, right? When we can surrender a little bit, when we can let go a little bit. So the mantra here is, I release my grip on how I think things should go. I release my grip on how I think things should go. And again, if you need to put a little bend in your knees as you reach for maybe the bottoms of the feet or the soles of the feet, maybe you want to play around a little bit with that today, and that's all right. Again, the yoga police won't come get you, I promise. I release my grip on how I think things should go. And let your body do the work. Let your body reveal its wisdom to you. So if you would like to continue linking your breath with the movement, we'll take a deep breath in here and exhale, begin walking your hands back along the legs. Maybe you want to give yourself a little massage. It's kind of nice, a little touch. Perfect. And we're going to make our way onto our knees, setting up for camel pose. So here is where you might decide you'd like to have the blanket. And again, like I mentioned, if you don't have a blanket and you find that your knees are more sensitive, then you'll just simply fold your mat in half like so, and you can use, you can just add cushion that way. So find whatever works best for you today. I'm going to use my blanket here. All right, hopefully my head's not too cut off. I tried to adjust the camera angle enough to where it wouldn't be. So we are going to do camel pose. It will be a total of 3 minutes. I'm going to show it in 3 kramas or stages, 1 minute each. You get to decide how deep you want to take this pose for yourself. If you want to go through each stage, that's totally great. If you want to stay in stage 1, that's totally great too. So again, it's going to be up to you, your body, what you feel is best for you today. Even if you're, seasoned yogi and you've done yoga 1,000 times, today you just might not be feeling it, and that's okay. That's so perfect. So where you are is perfect, but just honor where you are. That's all I ask. We never want to push ourselves into doing something that we're just not feeling. It's just not right for us today for whatever reasons. You are perfect where you are, okay? I want to make that abundantly clear before we even get started. So we are getting into the heart and lung meridians with this posture. I'm going to kind of talk about this before because it's a little hard to talk when you're in camel pose. This is also getting into the conception vessel. When we're looking at the front line the front body line of the divine feminine energy, because we are kind of arching out through the back here. We're also working with the symbolism of camel, right? So this is the vehicle of the pilgrimage of Mary's journey and trusting the path ahead. So I kind of wanted to tie that little part in there for us as well. All right, so Krama 1, opening to trust. We begin by standing on the knees. If you'd like a little bit of help in terms of distancing between the knees, I like to take my 2 fists and place them between the knees here, and that gives you an idea on distancing. From there, the hands go to the low back, the sacrum, and then really it's just about bringing the elbows together, almost like you're stitching the shoulder blades together here. We're really focused on drawing the elbows together, engaging the bandhas, especially the mula bandha, the root lock. So the pelvic floor, lifting up through the pelvic floor here. Okay, so we're focusing there first. And then you can play around or explore with arching through the back. So we're starting first by kind of tilting the pelvis forward, right? And as you can see, my feet are flat behind me. And then it's a matter of allowing the head to fall back maybe a little bit, right? Maybe for you it's a lot, maybe it's more. And then you find your sweet spot. Maybe you make a little more of a cushion for your head and you allow the head to fall back even more. Opening to trust. Good. And then when you come out, keep the hands exactly where they are. and begin to bring the pelvis back to neutral. The spine naturally follows. The head and the neck are the very last things that come up. And then we come to sit right on the heels for just a moment. Place the hands on the lap. You can flip the palms up for the sky if you'd like. Opening to trust. Take a deep breath in. Let's exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Let's go move into Krama 2. So if you're happy with Krama 1 and you want to stay in Krama 1, please do. Krama 2 is going to start out in the same exact way we started with Krama 1, with the added addition of reaching hands to heels. So as you can see, I'm tucking the toes on my mat, all right? From here, again, we're starting with hands at the low back, stitching the elbows, or bringing the elbows as close together as they can be, stitching shoulder blades together, engaging the root lock again, okay? So lifting up through the pelvic floor, navel's drawn in toward the spine, and then we begin allowing the pelvis to kind of rock forward. The head and the neck can kind of fall back, and you can begin reaching for the heels. Once you have a good grasp on the heels, you can draw the pelvis forward even more. The head falls back. And here, opening to guidance. Opening to guidance, maybe the heart guidance, right? When you want to come out, bring the hands back up to the low back. The pelvis comes back to neutral, followed by the spine. The head and the neck are the very last things to come up. Untuck the toes. We'll bring the hips back down to the heels. Take a moment here. Deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out through the mouth. How are we all doing? Beautiful. Now moving into Krama 3, the final stage, final camel pose, your fullest expression. Now maybe for you that might just be going into Krama 2, which is perfect, or staying in Krama 1, which is also perfect, okay? So maybe your fullest expression in either of those two stages, and that's absolutely brilliant, okay? And this is opening to the miracle, all right? And you can think of that as your fullest expression of camel pose, opening to the miracle. So again, we start in the exact same way that we did Kramas 1 and 2. The only difference now is the feet stay untucked, or the toes stay untucked rather. I'm gonna start my little timer for us. Hands to low back, okay? Engage the root lock, pelvis floor lifts, and then we start driving the pelvis forward. Good, and then you can reach for heels. Perfect. Head falls back, opening to the miracle. I receive, I receive, I receive. Yes, yes, yes. And when you're ready to come out of your fullest expression of camel, the hands come up to the low back first. Pelvis finds its neutral position, followed by the spine. Head and neck are the very last things that come up. Hips to heels. Find your seat. Deep breath in. Sigh it out through the mouth. Perfect. And then let's make our way down onto our backs. So setting up now for a little supine twist. Let me move this off to the side. So coming down onto the back. From here, we'll bring both of the soles of the feet onto the mat and bring the right knee in to the chest. You're welcome to keep the sole of the left foot on the mat, or you can extend the left leg out long. It just depends on what feels good to you today. I invite you first to just allow for some softening in the low body. So sometimes we have a tendency to hold on to some tension, especially in the hip. We're really just inviting in some surrender here. So the low body, we're just asking to surrender to the pull of the upper. A little bit of trust in the upper body. Beautiful. From here, taking the right arm either in a goalpost or T position. You might need to scooch over a little if you're near a wall like me. We're going to bring the right knee over toward the left side of your space. So left knee is going to come over toward, the right knee rather is going to come over to the left knee. Wow, toward the left side of your space. I cannot speak to save my life. Setting up for our little supine twist here. My goodness. So for the meridians that we're getting into with our supine twist is the gallbladder and the liver meridians. We are detoxing any stored anger and old stories. So I did write a little mantra here if you want it. I turn from fear to love, and miracles meet me there. I turn from fear to love, and miracles meet me there. One more time. I turn from fear to love, and miracles meet me there. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale slowly. Bring yourself back to center. And plant the soles of the feet here and walk the feet to the edges of your mat. I will get it together here, I promise. And we'll just rock the knees from side to side, just sort of releasing the low back. Beautiful. And find your stopping point. You're welcome to keep the sole of the right foot planted on the mat if you would like, as you bring the left knee in toward the chest. Hug and squeeze the left leg in. You can bring the right leg out long if you want to. And we're asking for some surrender first in the low body. Just feeling here for a moment. Just noticing what that feels like. Noticing where that tension might be, breathing it out. Maybe spreading the toes, maybe doing some ankle rolls. Perfect. And now bringing the left knee over toward the right side of the space. Got it right. And holding on to the left knee with the right hand. Left arm's gonna come out long or in the goalpost position behind you. And you can come back to that mantra again of I turn from fear to love and miracles meet me there, if you would like. I turn from fear to love and miracles meet me there. Amazing. Let's take a deep breath in together. Exhale, bring yourself back to the center of the mat. Walk the feet out to the edges and do this little windshield wiper motion with your knees. And actually, let's go ahead and grab hold of the knees and draw circles on the ceiling to release the low back. Switch up the direction of your circle. Perfect. From here, I invite you just to roll over onto your right side for a couple of breaths. Perfect. So we'll gently press into the mat or the floor beneath you with the top hand and begin peeling the torso up off your mat. And here's where you're going to need your wall as we set up for legs up the wall. Now, again, I am not near a wall, I'm near a window, so this might get a little loud as my feet kind of bang up against the blinds, but with legs up the wall, it's a little tricky and it does require a little bit of an adjustment for you, so just know that. But you want to scooch yourself up as close as possible. So my left hip is up, like right up against the baseboard. Again, you'll just scooch up as close as possible to the wall. And I'm coming down onto my right elbow / forearm. And from here, I'm just gonna kind of scooch my body around and boom. My legs are up the wall. So that's pretty much all you do. You just kind of swing your legs up there. Again, you might have to like wiggle and adjust and kind of, do what you need to do to make any little movements that you need to. I understand sometimes it's not quite as straightforward as what I just showed, just depending on your body and where you are and all of those things. So make any adjustments you need to make. We won't be here for a super long time, but we are getting into the urinary bladder and the kidneys. This is getting into our root, our sense of safety and trust. And then the inversion is helping with our lymph circulation. So the mantra here is, from this new angle, miracles feel possible. From this new angle, miracles feel possible. From this new angle, miracles feel possible. So part of that card that we read at the very beginning of this practice talked about that co-creation, that shifting your thoughts, energy. So just for a moment, while we're in this perspective shift vibe, if there is just one thing, one thought that you have that you could use a miracle around in terms of your perspective, maybe asking Mother Mary for help in changing your perspective. Or if you don't feel comfortable doing that, what would your perspective look like if you could see it another way? Like what would this thought look like if seen through another lens of perception? Maybe a more positive lens of perception. And just let that play out for you over the next few moments. Good. From here, we're going to take a deep breath and exhale. We're simply just going to roll over onto either your right or your left side. You might need to adjust yourself in any way, depending on where you are. We are not doing traditional Shavasana. Of course, if you want to, that is completely your call. But this will be our Shavasana today, the fetal pose, fetal position. So if you need to cover up with a blanket, find your little cocoon. But essentially, you're going to use the bottom arm as a little pillow and just sort of curl up a little bit. Your little mantra here is, I return to innocence and love meets me here. I return to innocence and love meets me here. So if you would like to stay in this fetal pose for a little bit longer, please do. If you'd like to start making your way out of this posture, I invite you to just start pressing into the earth or the mat beneath you and peeling the torso up. The head and the neck will come up last. And we'll make our way into a seated pose. And let's bring the hands into the Anjali Mudra in front of the heart. The thumbs connect with the sternum, so palms press together. We'll dip the chin down toward the chest, elongating through the neck. I hope that today and every day going forward, you know how unbelievably special you are, that you were born special, that you matter, that your existence in this world is needed, that you are a part of something so special and sacred. And that you are worthy of everything good and right, and every miracle that you could ever ask for or need. Mother Mary is always available to you, to anyone who ever asks, and all you ever have to do is ask. So thank you, Mother Mary, for this practice today, for the inspiration, for being here energetically, for calling in whoever needs it. And may you always be able to know that it's so easy to shift from fear to love whenever you need to. My soul honors your soul. I honor the place inside of you in which the entire universe resides. I honor the light, the shadow, the peace, the truth, and the beauty within you, because it is also within me. In sharing these things, we are connected. We are one. We are the same. Aloha and namaste.